For decades, Turkey's National Intelligence Organization was a secretive body which flew under the radar when it came to protecting the country from threats. But as new regional and global risks began to emerge over the past 2 decades, the organization started taking on a more prominent role. And now it is looking to tap into the country's young talent and academics to help make intelligence more of a science and not just a work of spies. Let's take a look at this report.
After a tumultuous 2023 that saw numerous global security challenges, Turkey's National Intelligence Organization, known as the MIT, is looking to bolster its capabilities. Earlier this year, Ibrahim Kalın, Turkey's spy chief, inaugurated the National Intelligence Academy, which will lay the groundwork for training the country's next generation of intelligence officers.
The National Intelligence Organization will continue to play key roles in the protection of our state and nation, the peace of our region, and the stability of the world. On this occasion, it is with great pleasure that I announce the establishment of the National Intelligence Academy, with the aim of making Turkey a country with a sane intelligence theory and methodology.
Students will combine academics with real-world practices as the Academy looks to advance the field of intelligence into a science, fully backed by postgraduate studies and research. The Academy recently released its first report, analysing the growing threat from far-right movements across Western countries. After a series of Quran-burning incidents at Turkish embassies across Europe, the rising threat of Islamophobia has been on the radar of the Turkish intelligence community. But the MIT's mandate and area of expertise is diverse and stretches back decades. Its roots can be traced to the Ottoman Special Organization, which played a significant role in intelligence gathering and covert operations. After the founding of the Republic of Türkiye in 1923, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk created the country's official intelligence service, which officially became the National Security Service, or MAH, in 1926. The intelligence service's primary goal was to keep Turkey out of the Second World War during its early stages. In 1965, the agency was formally renamed the National Intelligence Organization, or MIT. Turkey's intelligence doctrine underwent significant changes in 2010 following the Arab Spring protests. Ankara, which had been fighting PKK terrorists for more than 3 decades, was caught off guard by the rapid changes hitting the region, which eventually led to the Syrian war and the rise of the Daesh terror group. Turkey's once secretive intelligence organization would go on to make headlines through their cross-border counter-terrorism operations and crack down on foreign spy networks operating in Turkey. The outbreak of war in Ukraine and Israel's onslaught on Gaza brought new challenges for Turkey's intelligence community. Earlier this year, Turkish authorities detained dozens of people suspected of being linked to Israel's Mossad intelligence services, which has vowed to assassinate Hamas personnel anywhere in the world. With several conflicts raging near Turkey's doorstep and the still lingering threat of terrorism, the importance of intelligence will only continue to grow. And the MIT's new academy is looking to fill that gap by training the country's future analysts and spies.
And now to talk more about Turkey's National Intelligence Organization, joining me from Ankara is Murat Aslan. He's a researcher at SETA Foundation. And Ahmet Keser, Associate Professor at Hasan Kalyoncu University. Gentlemen, welcome to Strait Talk. It's good to have you on the program. So Murat, almost 100 years since its founding, Turkey's National Intelligence Organization, which today is known as MIT, has inaugurated an academy which will see the organization reaching out to younger generations. What do you make of it? And is this an important step towards further boosting the organization's capabilities and protecting Turkey's national interests?
All organizations need educated, well-donated, conscripted individuals, and that's a fact. That's why MIT built an academy in the form of an institute so they can do 2 different issues. The first issue, their own personnel may have a training procedure over there, and by that way they can inject the fundamentals of intelligence and also specific areas of interest which intelligence job, intelligence affiliation requires. The second issue, there is a great attempt of MIT for the last 2 years to have audience know exactly what MIT is doing and achieving. In this sense, students from differing disciplines may engage to this academy and maybe learn more, contribute, and sometimes they can attend to the activities of the private companies just to augment the technical side of intelligence shops.
So, Ahmet, how would combining intelligence with academics and science play out through this newly founded academy? I mean, what will students be studying?
This is a very significant question, Ayse, because when we look at till now, till the structure of the academy, the intelligence education has left to different institutions in Turkey and in most of the countries as well. That's why, especially to train in the areas which needs expertise, it was very difficult and it was not gained till now. With the construction of this academy, first, there are two aims. The first is educating students in master's and PhD programs, and also having a platform for research and development activities. So by combining both of these, this academy will give an opportunity for the first time that merges all the efforts, especially concerning the intelligence area, and intelligence for the first time to be accepted and used as a scientific field, which will give postgraduate education, especially to the students. So this is a very important step, I think.
So, Murat, what role will the graduates of this academy play when it comes to intelligence? I mean, will they all become spies?
I don't think so, because intelligence is in every field of our lives. For instance, if you marry, you want to learn more about your husband, probable husband. Or if you are a family or a businessman, woman, you have to know more about your competing, companies. In this sense, intelligence is a methodology that all individuals, civilians, may contribute something more to their knowledge base and be much more conscious. The second issue, I taught intelligence to officers and NCOs in Turkish armed forces for 12 years. And I have realized that it's something that it's really understudied. For instance, the books in the literature are usually, they are covering the same topics: intelligence failures, intelligence accountability, etc. But we need more publications. So this academy will actually expand the literature by the drafted PhD or master's thesis, and it may address not only the organization itself, but also regular citizens or organizations.
Yes. So, Ahmet, intelligence services or units have all played a crucial role during Turkey's War of Independence. Now, the question is, how has the MIT evolved throughout these years, and how has its mandate changed?
Now, when we look at the structure during the Independence War, it was like secret services, regular secret services, just in the field. But we have little knowledge about their activities because they are so covered. And yes, they were in the field. Practitioners usually dealt with the issues, and it was not conceptualized. So with the structure of this academy, I think this will be a platform which brings together the practitioners and academics as well. So by both classes, specific studies together, this will contribute for the future operations as well, to conceptualize the field activities and to go into deep research on these areas as well. So it can contribute to the Turkiye strategic vision as well, taking from the history to the future by this way.
So, Murat, how changing geopolitical balances and rising global threats pushed the MIT to reinvent itself, especially in the last decade?
Yeah, it was 2006. There was a great transformation in Turkish intelligence organization. First, they have expanded their intelligence disciplines. They enriched it by means of assets. They expanded the analysis division. By that way, they could portray exactly what's going on behind the bars. And the most significant issue, I believe, the transformation covered not only one segment of intelligence shop, but all segments, because it's a multidisciplinary affiliation. Think that we add int, after all, human intelligence, signal intelligence, etc. And lately we have business intelligence. So it has been privatized lately. So Turkish military intelligence is not dealing with the issues that regular companies are currently engaging with, but state intelligence. And they are really rich in terms of assets and also capabilities and capacities.
So Ahmet, how is the agency's cross-border counter-terrorism operations and its ability to expose spy networks at home contributing to Turkey's foreign policy as well as its relations with its neighbors and maybe partners?
Ayse, as Murat indicated a few minutes ago, the MIT has started to strengthen its operational capabilities after 2006. First, this issue was conducted by transferring some operation teams from the special forces. But now, then after they themselves started training them as well. When we look at your question, for example, in Syrian case or in Libya case or in even before the Gaza conflict, for example, with the relations with Turkey and Israel, for example, we see that intel units play a role, especially before the diplomatic interrelations started. So first, intel organizations go into contact with each other, prepare the suitable environment for diplomatic discussions, and then diplomats go into negotiations. So this is a critical stage which prepares the suitable environment for the next step. The second is operational capabilities, especially in the Middle East. When we look at, there is a chaotic environment, and every day there is a tremendous, continuous, non-stop increase and advancement in technologies like artificial intelligence, data analysis, etc.
Yes.
All these require MIT also to develop her skills regarding these as well.
So, Murat, I understand the scope of its presence within and across Turkey's region have expanded dramatically. So how important has intelligence services become across the world, and which countries have the most active intelligence organization, and where do they usually operate?
Almost all countries have, somehow an intelligence organization. They are sometimes limited in terms of capabilities, but sometimes very skillful in terms of abstracting a small piece of information and start an overall operation or build up a strategy. If you locate Turkey to this picture, and if compared to the other countries, as Ahmet mentioned, first of all, integration of intelligence and operation was one success story. On the other hand, another issue is strategy making, because all countries somehow generate strategies to respond to threats and also, achieve the long-term goals.
Yes.
Here in Turkey, I believe that MIT is also engaging with strategy making together with Ministry of Foreign Affairs and presidential offices. So it's something multi-layered, multi-dimensional effort. And I believe that Turkey is one step further if compared to the neighboring countries and also European ones.
All right, gentlemen, unfortunately, we'll have to leave it here. Thank you very much for joining me on Strait Talk.